Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen. This week we're going to be doing a little bit of resourceful homemaking. I opened my fridge this morning and I realized that I had bought too many things that I did not use. However, conscious I am of my grocery bill, sometimes I get an idea for a recipe and I need to develop it right away because those drop in weekly into my meal plan. So I realized that I had planned for some things and did not use them. So they're gonna go bad if they sit in my kitchen, and this is a no waste kitchen. So I'm gonna show you today how to repurpose everything, and what we're going to do is make a freezer stash. So we're actually just gonna build onto my freezer stash, which all of these things can be sitting there for 3 months. Future me is gonna be so thankful. And I think if you do the same, future you is gonna also be super, super thankful. So I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. One of my favorite things to do is to go on my computer, pull up my meal planning app. You can do this on your phone, on a tablet. I just like the desktop version. I'm gonna put it on the screen here so you can see what I'm talking about, but I like to go through and I like to pull up the weekly meal plan to see if there's anything in there that I can make. If not, we can create your very own meal plan. So you can click create. We're gonna just create a recipe list. We don't need a weekly grid. So we're just gonna make a few staples. The cool thing about the app is that you can search by ingredient. So this is one of my favorite things. So I have a lot of eggs. So I search by egg and I see everything that has eggs, and I'm gonna see if there's anything I can add to my freezer stash that will freeze really, really well. And the first thing that comes to mind are this lemon raspberry ricotta muffins, because I have eggs, I have milk, and I have ricotta cheese that needs to be used. So this is perfect. We are going to make these. I also have frozen raspberries. So like I said, I don't want to buy anything. So this is gonna be key. So I'll do this throughout the entire planning process. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna look for ricotta cheese recipes. I'm gonna make sure I have everything I need and just come up with a complete meal plan. All right, we're in my fridge. It's the middle of the week. So the first thing I notice is that we have a lot of eggs still left. I get local eggs, so tomorrow is the day I pick them up. And we still have, gosh, like 2 dozen, so I will be picking up 6 more dozens tomorrow. So I have to use these, which is great because then we can just make breakfast staples and lunchbox staples. Amazing. Next thing I notice is these strawberries. I bought these, they're organic. I bought them for like $1.99 each. It's strawberry season, they're very affordable, but I need to use them. So we're gonna make that into something, probably a snack. Also the ricotta cheese I had in mind to make a meal this week and I just didn't get to it, so we have to use it. So I'm gonna figure out what to make with this as well. Let's see, okay, some provolone cheese. We have plans for that. Let's see. The next thing is our milk. This is our raw milk. We have a share here locally and I like to drink it with smoothies so we get all of the full nutrition so we don't warm this up. Now for baking and things like that, I have been loving this, I think you pronounce it Clona, this Clona brand. It's a low vat pasteurized milk, so you still have quite a bit of the nutrition, but I don't mind like heating it up and cooking it. So we have to use this because it's gonna go bad. So let's see what we can make this into. Next are both cream cheese, which I've left out on the counter, and bananas that are on their last legs. So we are going to repurpose this into something as well. It's all about using what I have to not have any waste and to also build my freezer stash. So it's gonna be win-win here. Today we're starting with a cream cheese stuffed banana bread because it takes longer to bake and I always get that in first. Before I start, I like to clean the counters with my favorite non-toxic cleaner from Branch Basics. I feel completely comfortable setting this on our counters where we eat our food and our kids are touching it all over the place. So this is definitely a must-have in your kitchen if you're looking to switch out your counter cleaner. Next, I'm going to line the pan with butter. It's the most non-toxic and efficient method that I found. It always gives the bread like an extra golden edge in anything you're baking as well. Now for sweetener, I'm using coconut sugar. We don't keep refined sugars in our home, so this is my go-to. This between maple and some raw honey. So we're going to add in what we have on hand, and that's the eggs and the milk. I'm super excited for this recipe. The cream cheese filling goes right in the middle, and then I spread the rest of the batter on top to make sure it covers the filling, and it gives it this like hidden sweetness. It's so fun for the kids. While that's baking, I like to clean up a little bit, hydrate, and get ready for the next recipe, which in this case, it's the ricotta frittata. This is what takes the second least to bake, so I like to go in that order. This is a great way to use anything in my fridge that might go bad soon. So any bits of peppers, onions, any kind of produce that I have on hand that's gonna go bad, I'm gonna throw in here. It's gonna add a ton of flavor. So I'm gonna line the pan with butter again, and I'm gonna be using most of our eggs in this recipe and saving some for the last one. So you can definitely chop up your veggies if you want, but my toddlers sometimes get a little picky about the texture and the crunch. So I like to toss everything I have into a food processor and keep the flavor, and then it skips like any complaints that I may have from them. It also makes like the ricotta just like fluffier, less crunchy. I think it's a better consistency for them. And then instead of using another bowl, I mix everything right in the baking dish, and that definitely reduces the mess quite a bit. And it's more efficient. So I'll whisk everything together, and here I'm gonna be good to go and pop that in the oven and wait the baking time and then let it cool. Now you're gonna have to forgive me because I, as a newbie YouTuber, I forgot to turn the sound on my camera, where I'm just kind of chit-chatting you up, telling you all the things that I need you to know. But of course, I'm just pulling up my app, looking for the next recipe. One of the things I want to make this week is like a fun snack. So I'm going to pull up my app where I have my super easy, really fun. It's definitely a hit with low effort, which is always a plus as a busy mom. It's my sheet pan pop-tart. That's also hard for me to say. So we're gonna get the dough making first, because the dough takes about 30 minutes to an hour to chill in the fridge. So I wanna work on that before I jump into the filling. Okay, here I am telling you all of the things you need to know, but of course it's muted. The one thing I will say about this video is that the dough will sit in the fridge for about an hour. And I used to use the plastic saran wrap, but I don't want plastic pieces in our food anymore if I can avoid it. So I have found this beeswax paper is incredible. It's also reusable, so you're going to cut down on cost and waste and anything that could like penetrate your food, because it is toxic free. So this is a favorite. So I'm gonna pop that in the fridge, and then we're gonna get going on the jam. This is gonna be the easiest thing you'll ever make, by the way. This is strawberry jam. I tried to go to the store and I could not find for the life of me jam or a strawberry jelly or anything like that. They wouldn't have an enormous amount of refined sugars and even just like gross additives. So we're gonna make our own. It's super simple. All it takes is great strawberries, which by the way, these were on sale for like $1.99. They were organic, and so I stocked up and I knew I wanted to make some jam. So this is gonna be maple syrup, organic strawberries, and a little bit of lemon juice, and you're gonna get the loveliest jam. This is gonna go right in our Pop-Tart. So checking the recipes, and we're just gonna set this aside until it cools and until our dough is ready to be worked on. Our next recipe are my famous waffles. We eat this every single day. Honestly, my girls could probably live off of these, which I'm okay with because they've got great ingredients. I love to like sneak in beef organs. I know that sounds weird and gross, but it's not. They have such a high nutritional value, and all of that nutrition is bioavailable with the beef organs. So this protein I love, it's called, it's from Lineage. I'll link it down below if you're interested, but it's honestly the highest quality protein powder I have ever found. Plus it has beef organs like into the protein. Cannot beat that. I mean, sneaky beef organs for the win. So we're gonna make the waffles. We're just gonna batch them. I have quite a bit in my fridge still left for the week, so we're gonna put these in the freezer, which is gonna save my life this week. I already know it. I can feel it in my bones. This waffle maker I get a lot of questions about. I have been looking at it for a long time. It's quite an investment. But my other one that I knew was toxic kind of gave out on me, so it felt like the perfect time to do that. And this has not been a disappointment. It's literally one of my favorite appliances, and one that I probably use 3 to 4 times a week, so it's completely worth the money. Okay, so next we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish with our Pop-Tart. The dough is ready. It's been chilling and hardened. I'm gonna split it in half, and then I'm gonna manipulate it using parchment paper, so I'm not dealing with that overly sticky, which it is gonna get sticky pretty quickly. You're gonna wanna do this very quick. Make sure your kids are attended. As you'll see, mine will pop out of the surface here soon. So I had to rush because I knew my nap window was closing. My daughter who naps was getting up soon. So you don't want this to sit around for quite a while because you will see it get stickier and stickier as the time goes by. But the parchment paper does help. Of course, add some flour if you need to. But what you want to do is you want to get both the top and the bottom layer somewhat similar shapes and sizes. You'll see me cut the dough quite a bit just to make sure it's kind of even. I'm going for like a perfect dish rectangle, so I can add the filling when I'm ready. And this is going to bake so beautiful. Your kids are literally going to think you're a superhero. Here's the jam. I mean, you guys, this is delicious. Let it sit. It's going to thicken. So this is probably about 30 minutes or so later. Add as much as you think is appropriate. I probably use most of this. And it's just so delicious and it's just so wholesome for them to be able to have a treat that typically at the stores would be full of junk. Okay, the race to get this done before my toddler wakes up did not happen. Did not win. She won. So as you can see, we're getting the Pop-Tart ready. One of the tricks that I like to do, I'm going to add an egg wash on top just to make that like golden crispy brown. But I also like to dip my fork in the egg wash to make sure that it's not like I'm not pulling apart the dough and it's not sticking. So that's a great trick. Or you can just use water if you're not doing eggs, which I know that some people could be allergic. So you don't have to do this egg wash. It gives it a nice color, but this is something you can omit. As you can see, my toddler is up and we are going to finish this together, or not at all. It's also super fun for them to just like watch the process too. I love sharing that part with them, although sometimes I am in a time constraint. But we're going to pop this in the oven and we are going to wait for it to be done and then let it cool off. And this is going to be our snack for today. It's going to be so fun to watch them eat this, especially because they got to kind of come in at the end here and have some fun with the egg wash. I did promise I would cook these pieces, so we do have quite a bit of non-Pop-Tart, just pastry dough, but it's sweet for them to see that. Thank you so much for spending time in my kitchen today. If you love simple, clean ingredient recipes and real life mom tips, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I love sharing videos every week, help you cook more from scratch, save time, and create healthier homes one meal at a time. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and let me know in the comments what recipe you want to see next. See you next time.